Welcome to Titans PIO. Preseason and season offseason, Titan coverage all year round. First thing I want to address is, yes, this is another combined video, and moving forward, this will probably be the format that we do. This is just easier for me. I feel like I repeat myself if I try to do a review game video and then a getting ready for video. I just end up saying the same thing twice. So I'm going to do kind of a combined video moving forward. But with that being said, I will also try to do a after game reaction video. I probably will not be in my studio, maybe like in the car or walking on the road or something. Maybe like a quick minute or two video after a game is over. Kind of just getting my raw emotions at that moment. I was originally going to do something like that. I just didn't start it, so I didn't want to start it halfway through the season. But you know what? This season has been nothing but trial and error, not just for the Titans themselves, but also for me, because this is all new to me. I'm trying new things, trying to find a format that I like, and I'm really enjoying this format of talking about the previous game and the game coming up, because, like I said, a lot of things I end up just repeating myself, and I feel like they just kind of cross-reference, so I'm just going to do one video focusing on those games, and then maybe, like I said, a reaction video after the game on Sunday. Do not expect that to be right after the game. I do not get to watch the games live. I'm always having to record and watch it much later in the evening. But if I am going to do that, I am going to try to watch the game sooner so I get that out sooner. But like I said, don't expect it super quick on Sundays. With all that being said, let's focus on the video we have today. Now, I don't know about you, but I feel like that game between the Seahawks, even though we lost, I feel like we won, which is a weird feeling to get, especially as a Titans fan. The Seahawks game was what we needed. Now, I would have preferred to have won. I know a lot of people say, oh, we need to lose. We just need to play real good and lose. I get what you're saying. I understand the reasoning behind it. But me personally, I do not care about the first overall pick. I don't want it. I would rather win the remainder of these games and feel like we got a team versus, well, we won some, we lost a lot, we got the first or second overall pick, we're going to draft a bunch more players. We don't need to go draft a lot of players. We need to draft a few key important players, particularly on the offensive line and some defensive players. I know what you're going to say. Wide receiver, running back. We'll get to all that in a minute, but just hear me out. I think it is more important to get one or two key players on that defense and on that offensive line versus to go try to draft 8 or 9 more picks this year. I think, if we got 4 or 5 good, solid picks, I'm happy with that. All I'm trying to say is we don't have to go draft a bunch of people, in my opinion. I'm seeing this team start to form, and I want to see them start to win now. This game was exactly what I wanted to see. A lot of improvement, and so we're going to start right there talking about Cam Ward. Cam Ward had the best game of his career so far. He has played solid the past 2 weeks, and I want that to carry on into the Jacksonville game. He has played beautiful. There's been amazing throws. He's starting to run the ball more. Running the ball when you see it opening is very important as a quarterback, and so I'm really excited. I don't think we have any worries moving into the future with Cam Ward. I don't think we need to go worry about in a year or two getting another quarterback. I think he is the quarterback of the future. If he can play against Jacksonville like he did the Seahawks, and if he can continue playing like he's been playing lately, then I'm pretty happy with Cam Ward. But speaking of the rookies, we have to talk about Chimere DK, one of, if not the brightest spot on this team. Chimere DK alone has made the special teams just phenomenal. Now, I know Fossil has put a lot of work into this team, and I know we have went from the worst special teams to the best special teams in the NFL, or one of the top special teams. Without DK, I don't see this being possible. DK has once again shown that he is an amazing punt returner. Got another touchdown on a punt return. He had 2 touchdowns on the day. Everybody recognizes his talent, and so I am not shocked he had a great game. I would be shocked if he didn't. He has elevated himself to that type of player to where you expect great things from him, and I want to see that continue. I want him to go into the Jags game. Would love another punt return touchdown, and I'd love him to continue the work that he's doing and to continue to move forward, because if this kid continues to get better, I'm telling you, I don't know how much better he can get, but if he can do it, we will literally explode. And like I said, he has been a bright spot that continues to shine for the Tennessee Titans. And moving on from that, we're going to go to some other spots that are shining, maybe not as bright, but are putting the work in and the effort. I'm talking about Gunnar Helm. Had another great game against the Seahawks. He is somebody that I, for some reason, sometimes forget to mention. I think he is doing fantastic, and I want to see that continue to grow. He is a reliable person that Cam Ward has chemistry with, and he is also a very driven player for this team. If you've seen some of his stuff online, he is very supportive of other players. He is invested as a Titan, and that's what we need. We need people to be invested in the Tennessee Titans, not just here for a paycheck, not just thinking they'll be here until a better team calls them up or gets them or something like that. They need to be here because they want to be Titans. They want to see the franchise win, and they want to be one of the reasons it starts winning, and that's the type of player he is. I think he is a crucial player moving forward. And speaking on crucial players, on the defensive side, I'm talking about more rookies, Kevin Winston Jr. and Marcus Harris. All year, we've had issues at the position Marcus Harris has. We've had issues at cornerback. And then Harris comes in. I know it's not perfect, but it's a lot better than it was. It's just another rookie that was talented that for some reason was being held back. And same thing with Kevin Winston Jr. He's doing good. These guys are playing good. Now, I understand they're not superstars and it's not changing the outcome of the game, but it's adding to it. And I think they are going to be key elements into winning this game against Jacksonville. And before I get into what I want to talk about, before I do, I want to mention two other players. One of them is Alec Iomanner. He did not play against the Seahawks, but he is a guy who, even though I know he has not had as productive of a year as many people thought he would, I still think he's a solid wide receiver. Speaking of another player that I want to see, and I don't know if he got any playing time against the Seahawks. I think he got a few snaps on special teams, but I'm talking about Kal-El Mullings. I want to see him as a running back. No offense to Pollard and Spears, but the run game has been atrocious this week. Against the Seahawks, they did nothing, actually. It was pretty sad. So let's not even waste the time this game against Jacksonville. I don't feel like these men getting the ball to run is going to do anything. I don't think the run game is working, so let's just go ahead and give Mullings the majority of the snaps, and let's see if he can get the run game working. I believe he will. I believe he will be a great running back, and I want to see him get the shot. And so hopefully against Jacksonville, he gets a lot of playing time. So that's what I'm looking forward to there. And then finally, we get to talk about this. For weeks, we have been saying, for months, we have been saying one thing. One thing we have said for months, just put Restrepo in. What's the worst thing that could happen? We could win. We could lose. We're already losing. Just put him in. Let's see if there's chemistry between him and Cam Ward. And boy, oh boy, did he not disappoint. Now, yes, I'm going to be honest. It wasn't a phenomenal game. He didn't run out there and get 3 touchdowns. He didn't go out there and play every play amazing, grab every catch thrown to him. But guess what? He was given garbage time. He was given the last few minutes. It was the end of the fourth. I think he got to start coming in around the end of the fourth. And when he came in, you could just feel the excitement go up. This was the most excited I've been as a Titans fan all year. This is what we've been begging for. Xavier came out and he did what we all said he would do. He would find a way. He might be a terrible guy in practice. He might not be able to do anything in practice. But in the game, when it mattered, when it counted, he found a way to get open. I think he had less than 15 snaps. At least I know it was all in the fourth quarter. What I'm about to talk about all happened at the very end. The first play to him almost was a touchdown. If he had caught that ball and got a touchdown, someone would have been fired. I don't know who would have been fired, but someone would have been fired. You go all season not playing him. Not even in the preseason games with Cam Ward, and then their first play be a touchdown. Amy would have called somebody, and someone would have got fired. But he dropped it, kind of. You could argue pass interference. I'm not going to say that because, you know what? I think, that was more on him a little bit. I'm being honest. I'm not going to sit here and hold his water, and he can do no wrong. Yeah, he probably should have had that. And then the next play he gets, yes, he gets wide open. And Cam makes this throw from the side, and it looks like it's going nowhere and goes straight to Restrepo, and people are losing their minds. They're like, whoa, how was he open? Because remember, he's too slow. Remember, he can't do it. Remember, he's too bad of a player. Remember, he can't get separation. Remember, he's only for practice squad. How was this guy open? But he was open. Then he gets targeted again. And guess what? He actually catches and he gets a few yards. Oh, penalties, of course, come back and take that away. And for some reason, since that penalty was there, that whole entire play doesn't exist. He only got 2 catches. No, he got 3. He only got 26 yards. No, he got more than that, but it got taken away because of that flag. Oh, see, only 2 catches. Y'all lose your mind for 2 catches and 26 yards. No, we're losing our minds because it was 3 catches, more than 26 yards, and almost a touchdown. We're losing our minds because he did all that in less than 15 snaps. Maybe 10. I can't remember how many it was. He did all that in garbage time. He didn't play the entire game. Next play should have been a flag. Gets hit in the head, helmet-to-helmet contact. He knows it's a flag. Cam knows it's a flag. Everybody knows it's a flag. And the refs, of course, decided they're turning to Daredevil, and they just walk around saying nothing, and we move on. That should have been a flag. The next catch, though, he gets, once again, he's open. He gets open. The slow guy, the turtle, gets open somehow, right? Remember, he's too slow. He gets open. Cam gets in the ball. He turns around. It takes 3 defenders to stop him from getting that touchdown. They give everything they can to stop him. He is inches away from getting a touchdown. All that happened with only like 10 minutes of the game left. And the good news is, for everybody crying about Xavier, saying they don't believe it, they still think he's not that great, they still think he's too slow, we're just hyping him up for no reason, guess what? Against the Jags, we'll find out. Because he is elevated once again to play against Jacksonville, and we're going to find out, is Xavier really the guy that we all act like he is? Now, is he going to change the franchise? Are we going to go winning just because of him? No. We're going to win because of all the rookies I mentioned. Every player that puts the effort forward. These players pushing forward. These players wanting to be Titans that win. That's what's going to change. When you have that mentality of players out there, when they're out there and they're wanting to win, that's when we win. But these rookies, they want to be the team that wins for this organization. So I'm saying the Tennessee Titans win against the Jacksonville Jaguars. So tell me, what do you think? Do you believe that the Titans are actually figuring out? Do you believe this is the team moving forward, that we're going to start winning the remainder of the games this year? Or do you think we should just improve but still lose so we can get that first overall pick? Whatever it is, put in the comments, let me know. And as always, tighten up.